here. Oh, right. Right here. This is, yeah. Okay. Okay.
No, I don't think it is, but
Oh.
Hey.
Hey. You are unfrozen again.
All
There
right.
you go. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna ask you a couple of. Okay. We're back. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask you a couple of questions about the film festival and about Sidekick.
Yeah, sure.
I watched the trailer. It looks hysterical. Like, I really would like to see this, like, movie.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part about making the movie? What inspired you to make this movie? Oh, we're frozen.
Be able to hear me. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. My favorite part about making the movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Oh no. I'm just here. This is difficult.
answer that.
Oh. Some movement.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, yes, I can hear you. It's a lot better. We're just getting settled on our end.
You can't just bear with us.
Yeah, hang on one second. We're just getting it set up.
You're good.
Yeah, it does. I'm really feeling good about it.
No, we're gonna do this.
I'm here at Kansas City Live,
Go ahead.
and we're working it out here.
Okay.
This is what we deal with every day. If you want to be
All
in
right.
the TV business,
All
is what
right.
you can expect.
We're good now?
Good now. Okay.
All right.
All right, so ask me again.
Okay, so what was the inspiration behind this movie? Did you read a lot of comic books when you were a kid? Have you always wanted to be a superhero?
Yeah, I read a lot of comics. I dressed up as superheroes quite a bit, and I found myself always sort of drawn to the sidekick. Like I was
Okay.
into Robin, you know,
Okay.
and it was partially that, but also, you know, I kind of wrote it as an allegory for something else, which is that sort of the idea that here's this sidekick. He has no superpowers of his own, and he gets fired because he's getting too old and he doesn't do very well anymore, and he's got no real special skills. He can't do anything except say, like, you know, here, catch, or
Yeah.
you know, get in. And so what is he? How does he find his purpose in life? So it kind of came out of sort of a midlife crisis that I was going through, where it was like, if I wasn't acting, what else would I do? And I don't know what else I would do besides this, because I'm not skilled in anything else. And so
Yeah.
it kind of came out of that.
Okay. Definitely. What, off of the acting career, we looked at some of the work that you've done. Definitely, they've been interesting and all over the place, and definitely the comedy side of things.
Yeah.
That's where your heart is comedy? I mean, clearly the movie is all comedic. So.
Yeah. I find that I like comedy. I like kind of real comedy, like I like playing the comedic role within a drama.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sort of realistic comedy as opposed to sort of more like sitcom-y stuff. I feel like I always kind of got the role as the comedian on a drama, and so this movie too is that. I mean, there's a lot of sort of realness about it, real people relating to each other, and in spite of the fact that he's a superhero, it's kind of set in a world where being a superhero is just like any other job.
Yeah.
like a plumber, a lawyer, or whatever superhero. That's just what he does. So yeah, I was always kind of drawn to that.
Very cool. I know that the movie premieres tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah, tonight I think at like 8:30. There's a comedy block at the film festival, and it's going to be in that. And afterwards, I'm going to speak. And then tomorrow night, I think when this interview is going to air,
Yeah.
Friday night, it's going to show again before another feature.
Okay, and what do you hope that your response is? I mean, obviously you're looking for a lot of laughs, but is there anything else that you really want to see come out of the viewing that you have?
You know, like I said, there are a lot of sort of real moments in it too. I mean, you kind of feel for this guy by the end of the movie and what he's going through, and so you know, I want people to be able to relate to it. And I found that so far people really do. I mean, everyone can relate to the idea of, like, you know, losing a job, very common thing that people have to go through, and you know, trying to identify with what your purpose is, and you know, he meets a girl, so there's that. So
Okay.
there's some great laughs, but then there's a journey that he goes on, and so, you know, I want them to feel that as well.
Okay, and what's next after you have the first two, you know, you have these showings tonight and tomorrow? What comes next?
Well, we've been you know, traveling around the country with it, and playing at a lot of different film festivals, and so we'll continue to do that. We have a few more film festivals that we will be screening in, and then after that, you know, we've talked about developing it into a TV show. It kind of, at first I thought that this was going to be sort of a precursor to like a longer movie script that I would write, like a feature script, because right now it's 30 minutes long. But then, I don't know, the more when it came out, it almost came out more like a pilot for a sitcom, for a half-hour show. So we've been taking meetings and talking about developing into a comedy show for either you know, the web or for cable. So that's, you know, that's my hope.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got some great people to be in it, and I'm excited about. It would be exciting to do a show where those people could come on and do like a one-off episode, you know, while my character, the sort of out-of-work sidekick, tries to find himself. And
Yeah.
you know, but people like, you know, Lizzie Kaplan and Ron Livingston, I mean, they were so fun to work with, and I'm sure they'd come back and do one more if we did it again.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. You were asking me before about my favorite thing was about shooting it, and I think it really was working with my friends, who are these really talented group of people, and a lot of them I haven't been able to work with. So, you know, there's a really funny scene with me and Martin Starr, who's an actor he's on the Silicon Valley show now on HBO, and that's one of my favorite scenes in it. And him and I had never really had a chance to do a lot together before, so that was super fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. You definitely have a lot of stars in the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. People really stepped up, and you know, most of them were just good friends of mine. And like I said, we never really worked together before, like Lizzie Kaplan, and I just kind of put in the call and said,
Yeah.
"Hey, would you do this?" And everybody was so cool about stepping up and doing it. So yeah, it really worked out really well.
Yeah. Going back to the film festival, what exactly is it like being there? I've heard about film festivals. I have friends that have gone, but going obviously to promote your own movie is completely different than just attending. So
Yeah.
what's that experience like for you, seeing, you know, all the people and being able to watch the reaction that people have when they watch your movie?
Yeah, it's weird. You get strangely nervous before it shows, even though there's nothing you can do differently. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm not performing, but I feel like I am. I mean, there'll be parts in the movie where I'm like, I hope I nail that part, or I hope I
Yeah.
remember the line. And it's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just watching the movie. So it's a really weird experience where you feel like you're giving a performance, even though you're really not. It's all done. But it's fun. There's a great energy at film festivals where, you know, all the independent filmmakers and the audience of people that want to see new movies and want to see independent film. So it's a great energy of creativity and sharing. And then meeting the other filmmakers. It's like there's a brotherhood. It's not competitive. You know, everyone's very curious about everyone else and what they've got going on. So it's a really cool thing. It's catching on. I mean, there's so many film festivals. There's so many avenues for independent filmmakers to get their movies shown. So it's a very cool thing.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I would love to attend.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, you should.
So we're going to take a little bit of a turn on the questions now. I know we talked earlier about you dressing up as a superhero in your comic book. Who's your favorite superhero to dress up like, and what is your favorite comic book?
Ooh. I was always a really big fan of Batman.
Okay.
I like that Batman was really just a normal guy with a lot of money that, you know, could construct these outfits and construct these you know, ways to be super, you know, as opposed to coming from another planet or whether and having these, you know, superpowers like Superman did. You know, Batman was like just a normal guy with a lot of money who like constructed these really cool things. Like I wanted his car, you know,
Yeah,
I wanted the outfit,
Batmobile.
I wanted a thing that could go like this and then, you know, shoot
Yeah.
this wall. So he was really my favorite, and you know, the relationship he had with Robin was really cool, and that's honestly what inspired this idea, because I'm like, what did Robin do? Yeah, so you know, I dressed up as Batman a couple times. I had a great when I was in college. Actually, I had a great Batman outfit. I dressed up as for Halloween. That's what's great about Halloween. You can be someone that you would never be in real life. But yeah, other than that, I always dressed up as Star Wars people. I was like really good Darth Vader for a while.
Wow.
But again, that's very Batman.
Yeah. Very cool. My favorite comic book was always Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
That was my thing when I was little.
Do you like the movies?
I do. I like the original first three. I'm not a big fan of the new ones that they have coming out, but you know, to each to his own. So.
Yeah, I mean, I like the original three too. I like the first one of those was great. Yeah, it seems too soon to have it reboot again.
Yeah, I just feel like they like overdid it already. It's like, well, we should take a little time and wait a while.
Yeah, and I feel that way about Batman. Like I really love the Christopher Nolan Batmans that he just made. Those three. I mean, now the remake, you know, Ben Affleck is coming out as Batman, I think, with Superman. But I'm like, it's too soon. It's too soon.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely too soon. So going off of the sidekick again, what would be your advice for a sidekick, or just anybody in general that feels like a sidekick, or, you know, that kind of area?
I mean, I think my advice is to like find within yourself, separate from the superhero, separate from the thing that you relate to, that you work for or whatever, to find what it is about yourself that makes you special. Find your own superpower within, whatever that means for you. You know, there's a line in my thing where Lizzie Kaplan says to me, didn't you ever want to be the guy, like the main guy? And I was like, oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And so I think in your life, you need to find, you know, you're the lead character in your life, so you need to own that and find what makes you special.
Yeah. It's definitely good advice.
Yeah.
So I do have one last question for you. I know that you grew up in Columbia, Missouri.
Did.
So you are currently interviewing with a Jayhawk.
I know.
Is there some tension between us, or?
I know. I just want you to know I'm cool with it. I did grow up, you know, in Columbia. Was a Tigers fan. I would say I probably still am, just because it's my hometown.
Yeah.
But I left and went to college at Northwestern, and then I've lived in LA now for like 20 years. So I'm cool with this.
Okay, good.
I think we're gonna come together.
All right, perfect.
We're all Midwest.
Yeah, that's true.
It's funny because, you know, outside of Missouri, Kansas, like people don't know how strong that rivalry is.
Yeah.
And you try to explain to people, and they're like, "It doesn't make sense. Why?"
Yeah, I know. It's definitely a struggle.
Yeah. And now we're not even in the same conference anymore, right?
No, we're not. So I mean, the tension's a little bit gone, but I know people still feel it.
Yeah. I've even heard like people miss that we don't get to like play each other, because it was fun to have that kind of rivalry.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Cal just told me to make sure you know that Missouri is our sidekick at KU. How do you feel about that?
No. I don't know, because I would think we're more like arch enemies, you know.
Yeah.
Like two superheroes who don't get along, maybe.
So that'll do it for us. So
Okay.
thank you so much for interviewing with us. Good luck with the showing tonight and tomorrow. And make sure that, this is just for everybody, make sure that you guys go out and watch the Sidekick. Make sure you look it up on YouTube, on the internet. The preview is hysterical. So.
Yeah. And you can find out anywhere when we have screenings, we put it on our website, which is thesidekickproject.com.
Okay.
And we're also on Facebook under the Sidekick Project.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.